Have you ever jumped headfirst into solving a problem only to figure out way too late that you were tackling the wrong thing entirely? Yeah, we've all been there. Today, we're going to build a simple but super powerful toolkit to make sure that never happens to you again. Let's get right into it. To really see why this is so important, let's kick things off with a real-world story. We're going to look at a company that's staring down a serious, completely unexpected threat to its business.
Okay, so picture this. A super successful tour company based in Riyadh. For 5 years straight, summer has been their absolute goldmine. They're predictable, can't miss peak season. But this year, crickets. The engine has just completely stalled. Where sales used to soar, they flatlined, and nobody has a clue why. So here's the bottom line. Their most reliable, money-making season has totally failed them. And for the first time in 5 years, the company's annual sales are actually going down. The pressure is on to find a fix, and fast. But where do you even start?
Now, our gut reaction, right? It's to brainstorm solutions. Let's do a new marketing campaign. Let's cut prices. But hold on. The most effective problem solvers know that's a trap. The real first step is something else entirely.
Look, we're all wired to be doers, to be solution finders. We think the hard part is coming up with that one big, game-changing idea. But honestly, that's a really common and very costly mistake.
And here it is. This is the whole key. The single most important part of getting to a solution is just defining what the problem actually is. You get this part wrong, and every single solution you come up with is just a massive waste of time and money. Think about what this is really saying. It means we should give the analysis phase, the digging, the understanding, the exact same energy and respect we give the solving phase. That analysis, it's the foundation for literally everything that comes next. So how do you do that right? It's not about being the smartest person in the room, and it's definitely not guesswork. It's about having a process. So let's build out your personal analyst's toolkit. It's got 5 essential elements. All right, here's your framework, and trust me, the order here is everything. You start broad by looking for deficiencies, what's supposed to be happening that isn't. Then you shift gears and become an investigator. You gather data, you interview people, and you observe with your own eyes. Because what people say is happening and what's really happening can be 2 very different things. Now here's the crucial pivot. You focus on the facts by asking what has changed, not who is at fault. And only after all of that, you do the final, most vital step, a reality check, just to confirm your diagnosis before you even think about a cure. And this right here, this is a total game changer. Asking whose fault is this immediately puts people on the defensive. They shut down. But asking what has changed, well, that turns them into a partner. It invites them to help you find the facts. It's such a simple switch, but it changes everything. And to figure out what changed, you have to cast a really wide net. Don't just stare at a sales spreadsheet. You've got to get out there, talk to people, do your own observations, dig into the informal stuff. What are people talking about by the water cooler? And then zoom out, get the big picture from news, from websites. You need that full 360-degree view to get a real diagnosis. Okay, theory is great, but let's put this toolkit to work. Let's get back to our tour company in Riyadh. How would we actually use these steps to figure out what is really going on with their sales? So this becomes our North Star, our first critical question. Before we blame their marketing or their prices or anything else, we have to know, is everybody in the travel business hurting right now? Or is this a just us problem? Answering this one question points our entire investigation in the right direction. This is exactly how we tackled that sales mystery. For identification, we look way beyond their own sales reports. We check competitor data, industry news, travel blogs. For observation, we'd ask the booking agents, hey, what's different about customer calls this year? Not who's not hitting their targets. And for confirmation, we'd fight that urge to just launch a new ad campaign until all the data points to the real root cause. So you see, the real power of this framework is just how simple it is. It's a tool you can apply to any challenge you're facing, big or small.
starting, well, right now. Let's make this really actionable for you. So here it is, your personal checklist. I want you to think of a problem you're dealing with right now. Are you crystal clear on what goal isn't being met? Have you gathered info from all the right places? Have you actually gone and watched the situation firsthand? Are you asking what, not who? And finally, be honest. Does your definition of the problem pass the reality check?
And as you're going through that checklist, remember this little secret. The breakthrough insight you're looking for, it might not come from the head office. It might come from a casual chat with a frontline employee, or a footnote you almost missed in an industry report. You have to stay curious.
So look, if you take only one thing away from all this, let it be this. Problem solving doesn't start with solutions. It starts with being observant. It starts with being sensitive enough to clearly see the gap, the deficiency between where you are and where you want to be. That is the real first step. So the next time a challenge lands on your desk, resist that powerful urge to immediately jump to an answer. Just pause, analyze, and define. The real question I'll leave you with is this: what problem in your own work or life are you going to look at differently after today?